How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? Given the chance, I'm gonna tell you now. How many ways can I give thanks for the blessings I have known? I've got a list, and I will tell you how. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. Grateful for this universe, for the better and the worse. Grateful that this world keeps spinning round. Grateful for my memories, grateful for my hopes and dreams, grateful for the blessings I have found. Give praises for all the gifts I have. Given the chance, I'm gonna shout out loud. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful now.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of the Hill Country's Sunday morning gathering. This is Beverly Pryor. I'm the minister here at Unity of the Hill Country in Kerrville, Texas, and it's my pleasure, my privilege to welcome you, whether you're watching on Zoom, if you're joining us on Facebook, or if you're watching later. just know that you're included in our heart and in our minds and in our consciousness in this moment. And let's join together in a moment of prayer. If you will, if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes and just take a deep breath in. A little pause at the top of that breath and just slowly release. That breath allows us to drop into this now moment. We've connected our hearts and our minds, and together in gratitude and appreciation, we claim this time together for the highest and best for everyone concerned. We know that you are present with us today by choice. We're so grateful that you've made the choice to join us in this virtual experience as we've made our way through this very strange year. We've made our way together, and for this we are so grateful. And we simply say thank you, thank you, thank you. The opening statement for Unity of the Hill Country in Kerrville, Texas, is also our first of the 5 basic unity principles. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, the good, the omnipotent. Just give yourself a moment to let that sink in. Let me read it for you one more time, and you can even say it there in your homes or wherever you might be watching from today. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, the good, the omnipotent, all-knowing, all good, all the time, everywhere present. Such a comforting thought in these uncertain days. It's really nice to know that this is truth and to claim it anytime you may feel something other than that presence. You can use this statement to claim in this moment, this is my truth. This is what I know, and this is what I live from. Just a couple of quick announcements. We are reopening for Sunday gatherings inside on Sunday, June 6th at 11. That's our first week that we'll be gathering. We were thinking at different times about trying to have some services outside, and audio, visual, and technically that was just more of a challenge than we could overcome. So we hadn't been meeting except online. We're going to do our best to continue offering something online for those of you who may be traveling or feel like staying home, or you're not feeling well. We definitely, if you're not feeling well, we definitely want you to stay home just in case. But we will have some canopies outside and some chairs to gather if you want to visit with one another after the Sunday gathering. We'll have a space available for you to do that out in the fresh air, which is the safest and most reliable place to spend time with others at this time. I'm so excited to tell you today about Faith Rivera. She's going to be our guest speaker and our special music. She's such a gifted performer, musician, singer, songwriter. She's won Emmy Awards. She's won Posy Awards. She's received all sorts of recognition. Her songs have been on television shows and in film. And I think a lot of you have seen As a Man Thinketh, which is based on, what's his name, James Allen? can't think of his name right now. But anyway, it's a film with new thought and ancient wisdom included. But Faith is not only musically talented, she is full of heart and kindness and love. Let me see if I can pull up her bio real quick, because this last phrase just tells you all about Faith. She lives in Hawaii and she has 2 young kids. And this statement says, for Faith, love is the answer and music is her way to spread that love, one song, one heart at a time. She dares us to be the everyday superstars we were born to be. So I'm really excited to have this opportunity to share Faith Rivera for you. And she has a website, faithrivera.com, easy for you to remember when you find yourself really wanting to hear more of her music. You can go and order it on her website. Because I know after you meet her, you hear her message and her meditation time and her music, you will want more of Faith Rivera, I guarantee you. Now's the time in our service where we want to take a moment and go into prayer. As many of you know, and most of you do, Silent Unity is praying 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Unity Village, Missouri. The address here on the screen is where you could mail in your prayer request, or you could go online at the email at the website that's shown here. You can call. I really encourage you to call. They used to have a 24-hour a day call line, but the hours are specific now to these timeframes, which, for most of us, we're not up past 10 o'clock anyway. So, but you can call, and it really just, the prayer consciousness, they're trained to be present with you and to pray with you and for you from that consciousness of knowing the highest and best for you. And then your prayer request stays with them for 30 days in that vigil that's being held. And a human being is there holding that prayer vigil 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can also submit prayer requests locally here on our Unity of the Hill Country.org website. We have a local prayer team who will pray for your request, and then we send it on to Unity. So let's take a moment now, and if you have something on your heart or on your mind that you haven't had an opportunity to submit, let's just take a moment now and just gaze at this sweet little prayer box that we have on site, where we would normally be able to submit a prayer request on a prayer card. And just take a moment and send whatever it is for yourself or for a loved one into this prayer consciousness. So once again, if you're comfortable, close your eyes, and together let's take a deep breath in. A little pause at the top and slowly release that breath. The breath connects us mind, body, and spirit. It connects us one with another in this sacred moment. In this collective consciousness, we know that there's no degrees in prayer. There's none too difficult. There's none too simple that we can't take it to this absolute good in the universe we know as God, to this sacred space of knowing, as our way shower and master teacher Jesus taught us, that all we have to do is claim our good. Doesn't matter if it's for finances, health, well-being, relationship, whatever is a concern on your heart. in this moment, we see it from that higher perspective. We see it from that absolute good. We see it done. We see your prayers being answered. May not be exactly the way you expected it, but we open our hearts and our minds in this moment, and we know that if we're willing, we can see the outworking of our prayers in our lives every day, in every moment. And for this truth and so much more, we simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you for the power and the presence of the absolute good we know as God. And so it is. Amen. The mission and vision statement of Unity of the Hill Country in Kerrville, Texas, is to live consciously, celebrating the divine potential in all moments, all points, all situations, all individuals. That divinity is there. The potential comes in our awareness, our ability to accept and to see that all things are divine, regardless of what we perceive. Our daily word today is strength. The affirmation is divine strength invigorates my body and quickens my mind. If I feel my energy waning during a time of vigorous physical or mental activity, if my get up and go has got up and gone, I remember these inspiring words from the Prayer of Faith by Hannah Moore Kohas. God is my strength, unfailing, quick. The strength of God is my strength, and it's more than sufficient to meet my every need. More than toughness or forcefulness, spiritual strength is quiet fortitude, a rootedness in the inexhaustible wellspring of the divine. Today, I release all thought of weakness or impossibility. I feel the power of divine strength flowing through me, invigorating my body and bringing renewed clarity to my thoughts. The strength of God is my strength. And from 1 Corinthians 1:25, for God's foolishness is wiser than human wisdom, and God's weakness is stronger than human strength. It's a wonderful reminder that it's always there and available through God. Whatever strength we need, we just need to get quiet and know. Be still and know. And find that strength for whatever it is in your life that may be challenging you. All right, so it's time now to turn it over to Faith Rivera. I'm so excited that you all are here today and you get to meet her. I've given you an introduction to her already. We've emailed it out. You can see in detail. It's on our website and on our Facebook. But I just want you to know that we are blessed. This virtual world has given us some opportunities that we wouldn't have if we weren't in the pandemic and we weren't online. And having Faith Rivera with us is one of those blessings from this strange time. So, Faith, we are happy to have you with us today.
Thank you, Rev Bev.
And I've got to stop sharing so you can pop on. There you are.
Popping. Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much, Rev Bev, for having me. I haven't gotten a chance to work with Rev Bev before, but wow, she like just channels in spirit, doesn't she, in that whole beginning? So thank you. Yes, I'm here in Honolulu, Hawaii. And before this, I was in LA for most of my career, but we came home 4 years ago to raise our kids. And in raising those kids, I was telling Rev Bev this week, my daughter, she's 5 years old, was sick. So, of course, mommy got the sickies. So, thank you in advance for just hanging with me through whatever coughs or nose blowing that happens. um, but I'm just so excited to be here and share my story with you. Really, it's like Rev Bev said, this is a gift for me that I get to be with all of you. So I'm going to share some of my story with you. And as I heard your opening statement and some of what she shared, really that's what my story is. From stage right to spotlight. It's not really that. It's about always remembering that God was there. The potentiality of the divine was there. So I'm going to bring us back to my college days. It was my second semester, first semester as a sophomore at College of Notre Dame in Northern California, after I had decided, or more accurately, chickened out of going to Berklee College of Music, which is this really well-known pop music school. See, my parents, like good, Filipino parents from Philippines, put me in piano in the first grade. I don't know who else there has, parents put you in instruments right early on. But my whole childhood, I played piano for masses, for the talent shows, and yet I had all this fear. And by the time I was a senior, I kept showing up. She in the talk, in the Daily Word, I think that's what it's called. The quote you read was about strength, and who knows if it was that spiritual strength that kept me showing up. But by the time I was a senior, I had a manager, an all girls band. We toured the island of Oahu. We played all the malls, and I had released my first single on an international record label. So yes, I'm that young that it was an actual vinyl record in the shape of a star. And I had released it was my own original. And yet, despite all of that, I told myself when it came time to decide for college, I said, "Oh, music's not mine to do. Who am I to? No, I can't do music. I'm not going to do music." So here I was, a communications major at College of Notre Dame, giving up on music, and yet a talent show popped up. And I thought, no pressure. Went to the piano hall, started writing what I thought was a beautiful piano part, and these words started to come through, and I didn't even realize what I was writing. And this music, this song that came through for me was a message not to let the music die. So I want you to imagine a dark stage, a beautiful grand piano, a soft blue light, and this song that would change my life. Here we go. Can you hear the little voice? Quiet now, so tired of telling you to reach into that heart of yours. Don't ignore the dream that's calling the spirit moving through you now. Slowly growing louder, stronger, be free. The walls are falling down, the music's breaking through the clouds. Come and feel the warmth of the sun, the beauty of a song that's been unsung far too long. God, don't let let the music die. The time has finally come. Cry no more. Open your wings, go and soar. The music lifts you higher. Believe your heart, it's beat the rhythm that surrounds you now. Oh, now, slowly growing louder, stronger, be free. The walls are falling down, the music's breaking through the clouds. Come and feel the warmth of the sun, the beauty of a song that's been unsung far too long. God, don't let the music die. For the first time in my life, I'm drowning in all the joy, the rapture. This moment is mine. Be free. The walls are falling down. The music's breaking through the clouds. Won't you come and feel the warmth of the sun, the beauty of a song that's been unsung for too long. This moment is mine. So the song ends, and you could hear a pin drop. It was silent. And then there was a rush. They all stood up. All 200 people packed in this auditorium. They're clapping. I could see the front row crying. And this moment written about in the song, about the music being heard, it happened. You know, talk about God showing up, surprising me. And do you know what I did? I ran off the stage to my husband. He was my boyfriend then. And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. All this fear was it was just so present with this amazing moment. And how many times have we all wanted to walk away, step away, from our own greatness, from those moments where you are just really shining your light? And believe me, as you hear in my story, I tried over and over again to walk away. But this loving universe, this God source, this divine potential, that Bev talked about, has not let me out of my contract. And I guess, not I guess, I know it's the same for you. That there's more, there's another song in you, more music, another level of brilliance that wants to happen through you. So yes, I could not deny that was a spiritual 2x4. And so with the fear, I said, okay, I guess this is mine to do. I go to Cal State Long Beach and I enroll into their commercial music program. And you know how life has these curveballs, right? I find out commercial music in Long Beach meant jazz, which I grew up in Hawaii, no jazz experience. And to get to the jazz, I had to learn classical music. And here's what I learned through this time is that we all know, like this pandemic has taught us, that these curveballs, as long as we have, or the willingness to see what is really there, they're always gifts for us. And so this background in classical and jazz and then pop music just gave me so much more in my toolbox so I could have, a professional career. So I was very happy about that. So I graduated with a BA in music and a minor in marketing. I was thinking there. And right out of college, I started teaching voice lessons. And my first student was Bert Mentor. He called me on the phone in his 70s, shaky voice, and I was saying, can I take singing lessons I've never taken before? And I said, of course you can. And he talked about how when he was a young boy, he loved tap dancing. Anyone else do tap dancing out there? And then he quickly went into the story of his mom taking away the tap shoes at the age of 4. 4 years old, this man has been holding on to this story for decades. So I said, yes, please come. He shows up. He smoked a lot, so I don't know if that's why he lost all his teeth. He has one tooth left. He has emphysema, so he can't breathe very well. I play this note. He sings me that note. And he can't make it through a single of his Elvis Presley songs that he's brought to sing because he's overcome by emotion. So being my first student, a young teacher, I thought, what do I do here? How am I going to teach him voice? And yet we kept showing up. We showed up week after week, and we discovered he was a really good songwriter. He was so inspired by this grocery clerk he fell in love with. She was in her 30s, I think. She wrote all these love songs for her. One was called Queen of Hearts. And with my little 4-track recorder, we started recording his 4 songs. I would make up the chords, and he was pouring his heart out for this woman he loved. Not sure he knew him, but that's okay. He still felt that love. And when we were done, he shared these songs with his family, with his only daughter. They were so proud of him, and it was really a shining moment, for all of us involved. And do you know that it was only a year later that Bert passed on? And so he came that close, right, to leaving this earthly plane without sharing those songs without him, without expressing the love and creativity that was in him. So I'll always be forever grateful for Bert for giving me that lesson, that it's never too late for you to sing your song. So with his inspiration, I got the courage to start auditioning. Yes, I did all the Disney cattle calls. I auditioned for Miss Saigon and got pretty close when it was just coming out. And you know how I wish then that I knew about Don Miguel Ruiz's book, right? The 4 Agreements. Anybody out there read it? Right. One of those principles is don't take things personally. Well, growing up with all the stage fright, I did the opposite. I took everything personally. So I quit. I quit after 2 months of auditioning. I said, I can't do this. And I became a file clerk at Michelson Laboratories. However, I'm a go-getter. So in 6 months, here I am, the assistant to the vice president. And I remember it was a hot summer day in Southern California, about 100 degrees. I don't know, does it get that hot out there in Texas? Okay. So And I'm looking at this company picnic that I had helped plan, a couple hundred people, potato sack and egg race. And have you ever been there where you're just looking at this scene in your life and you just feel like, I don't really quite know that this is it for me, that this is the picture of and there was nothing wrong with that picture. I just didn't know if that was my life. And so, yes, I auditioned again, got my courage back. My first job was with an all-girls group called SLK, I guess. We sang We Are Family. We are family. We were flown to Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. I wore a pink pleather outfit, fishnet stockings. We had dancers. And, I love this about our beliefs, about our teachings here, as I look back and I see all the things I was being taught. How we bring our baggage with us? Well, I brought all my insecurities with me. Here we were at this large concert had all the Vietnamese stars there in Atlantic City. And we're in the makeup room. They're doing our makeup. And they're doing my partner's room, makeup. Her name is Sonia. And they're saying, Sonia, oh, you are just so gorgeous. You're so beautiful. Talking about her beauty, all this. And then they start doing my makeup. And by the way, my name is not even Faith. I look in the program and my name is Laura because they can't say Faith, I guess, in Vietnamese. So I'm not even my name. I'm not even who I am. I'm Laura. And they say, Laura, oh, you must sing so beautiful. You sing. And they're probably complimenting me. But all I heard, you can guess it was, I'm not the beautiful one. And so it's just, I just look back, and maybe you can too, just so lovingly on when I didn't know any better, and I took all those things so personally. So, but the main thing is I kept showing up, I kept showing up through the fear. And so shortly thereafter, my next job was playing keyboards for Xavier, who was an artist on the Interscope label. And I thought he was going to be the next Prince. He was an amazing R&B, pop funk artist. We, toured from House of Blues LA to House of Blues Louisiana, New Orleans. And, and I was a shy little girl. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say I went to 12 years Catholic school, So here I am on this tour with all these guys. And Xavier really didn't talk to me. He was quite eccentric. But after a gig in Portland, we ran onto our RV. We are all sweaty from the gig. And Xavier plops himself right next to me, and he simply says, "Faith, you got to do your own thing." And I was like, I mean, he never usually talks to me, and that's all he said. So that was another one of my signs. That was spirit showing up, because that's all I needed. Once he said, "You need to do your own thing," it made me think, I have my own thing. What is that own thing? And that's when I started my first album, In Search of Faith. And not only was it about embracing who I was and this journey of this stage fright and still showing up and doing it anyway, it was really about my faith. I had found Neil Donald Walsh's Conversations with God. Have many of you read that? It Yeah, it rocked my world, right? I mean, to come from a Catholic upbringing and to hear that there was one God and that God was moving through me and that I was co-creating my life with spirit, it blew my mind. It just blew my mind. So here I am with this newfound faith, and I'm in Los Angeles trying to make it in the music world. And I'm in the union, which it's SAG-AFTRA, all the singers you hear on the films and TV and all that. I joined it. I joined the union. I'm taking sight singing classes. I'm trying to meet all the vocal contractors. And yet I find out that Neil Donald Walsh is hosting this humanities team gathering in Oregon. I just had to get myself there. It was a free event. And it was all the people that wanted to live these teachings deeper, live them in real ways on the ground. So I told my husband, and now this is left field, okay, for us. I mean, we didn't have much money. Like I said, trying to make the music. I told my husband, and he's thinking, and he said, "Well, that's kind of strange," but he goes, "If you really want to do this weird thing," he said, "you have to use the money you've been saving to replace your college keyboard, and you have to take me." So in that instance, I had to choose, right, the logical thing, which was buy the keyboard or go to this weird thing that was calling me, you know. And so the ending of the story. We went to the weird thing. And not only did we meet Neil Donald Walsh, Barbara Marx Hubbard, all these amazing speakers I would be fortunate enough to work with in the future, I met what I like to call you. I met this tribe of people with these open hearts that cared about making a difference in the world, that were centered in prayer, that cared about, the world. And I remember being in that audience. And Neil Donald Walsh, I swear, I thought he was talking to me. He said, "What if you're the first domino to fall?" And it just took me back. And I said, "What does that mean?" And as I took it in, I knew what he meant. He said, "What if I had to keep saying yes? What if I had to say yes to the next thing so that all the other things, that ripple effect could happen? Not just the rest of the things in my life, but the ripples that go out from when you say yes, from when Rev Bev said yes to her ministry, and oh God, it just so inspired me in that moment. And we had breakout sessions, and I had a partner named Guy, and their question to us was, "How can you serve?" Well, I was giddy. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I was just like, I can serve through music, singing, you know, all of that. And I said, "Guy, what about you?" And then Guy started to say, "Well, I don't sing. I'm not really creative. I don't cook. I'm not really logical. Or, I'm not good at organizing things." And he just started saying all the things he's not good at. And I thought, "Come back, Guy. Where are you going?" And then at the end of this, he just said, "Faith," with all the sincerity in his heart. He said, "Faith, I can love." Like he owned it. Excuse me. And I knew in that moment, as I take my little lozenge here, that everyone can serve because everyone can love. Martin Luther King wrote, "Everybody can be great because anybody can serve." You don't have to have a college degree. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. That's you. Mother Teresa says, "Love cannot remain by itself. It has no meaning. Love has to be put into action, and that action is service." This is why, your, community like yours is just so important. This is where your love gets to be seen in action. And now that you're global, I mean, everyone's global now, you're reaching everyone. This service truly reaches out to everyone. And so here I am, right, at this humanities team. Not knowing any better, I volunteered to sing at the church where it was being held, this humanities team. And it was being held by Mary Manning Morrissey, the leader of the Living Enrichment Center. I had no clue this was the largest New Thought center of its kind. I didn't know she was a best-selling author. I didn't know there was a waiting list of artists. And yet I'm following my heart through the fear. I said, hey, can I sing a song? She chooses a song that I wrote for myself entitled Kumbaya, which was teaching myself about the law of attraction. It was based on Neil Donald Walsh's quote that said, the universe is a big copy machine. Whatever you put in, you get out. Well, she chose this song and she's quoting my lyrics on the screen. If you come from need will be the seed of your story. I'm performing for 1,000 people in every service. So there were 3,000 people that morning. And in that one, few hours, I sold more CDs than I sold an entire year. So in one fell swoop, I had found my calling. I had found my tribe. I had found a reason, an even greater reason to keep saying yes, even if it scared me. And I won't lie to you, it's not like the fear went away, but it brought me this peace knowing that there was a greater reason, for myself. And believe it or not, that is the year I won the Emmy later that year. That's a whole other story. To my travels around the country, to me being here with you today. And all it takes is that yes. So before I share my last song and then a meditative song, if that's okay, Rev Bev, if we're okay on time, okay. I have to share with you my most favorite quote, and I'm pretty sure many of you know it, Marianne Williamson's quote that got me through so much of it. And maybe you will listen even deeper and hear what she's trying to say. So our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, to be gorgeous, talented, and famous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest to the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So everything that you do here together, the prayer, the intentions, the meditation, the community that is so intentional, this is what it's leading us to this freedom, to this liberation, that when you show up, you might not even have to say anything, that your presence impacts the room. So I guess what do I want to close with? Just to say that we are called to be nothing less than amazing, because that's what you were born for. I am called to be a healer, to heal humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver, of abundance I receive. I am called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be, called to be the glory here on earth, so all may see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. Yes, we're called to be. See a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth so all may see. All the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the brokenhearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain is run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth we seek. We are called to be everything. We are called, oh, to be, yes, called to be the glory here on earth so all may see. All the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love, called to be peace, called to be joy. We're called to be the kindness, forgiveness, compassion, called to be. It's you and me. Oh, we're called to be. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I know I've gone over time, so I'm gonna no? Okay, she's like, no, no, no. All right. Really? Do you want me to continue? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna end it with this meditative song so we can really surrender that fear. Surrender to what's next, and we don't know what's around the corner. We didn't know this kind of year was showing up. But I bet you, I know that Spirit's up to, I was going to say no good, but I mean like good trouble. Spirit's up to good trouble. We just have to be open to it, okay? All right, here we go. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free as I continue walking in this mystery. I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. I'm more loving every moment, every day. I am grateful every moment, every day. I surrender every moment, every day. Thank you. So we are surrendered for what's next.
Thank you. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful, Faith. Your message, the songs were perfect. That's a song that your last song is a song that I could listen to every morning. And, you know, just to start your day with that surrender and that wonderful way of connecting in to truth.
Yes.
So we're so grateful that you've been with us here today. And we're just going to close with some gratitude for all of those of you who have been continuing to give and to support Unity of the Hill Country here in Kerrville, Texas. We really appreciate you. Of course, you've been mailing in checks, giving online, and holding us in prayer. I know that many of you include us in your daily prayer time, and it really means a lot. So all that you've given during this wonderful and strange time, let's just bless with our offertory prayer. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I send it forth with my blessings and my love. We close with James Dillett Freeman's poem, Prayer for Protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Such a comforting thought. We'll see you again next week, virtually, of course. And beginning in June, we'll get to see one another face to face and looking eye to eye. Invite your friends to join online, or also to come and join us face to face when we gather again. We'll figure out some way to continue to be online, but we'll have our community greeting time now. And let me switch us over to gallery view so we can see everyone. Good morning.
Morning.
You can unmute yourselves. And if you want to say hi to Faith, we appreciate so much you being here. Your story was inspiring.
Beautiful music.
welcome. Thank you. And Rev Bev, can I share just a couple things here?
Absolutely.
Yeah. If those, that story and that time, those songs are in this journal. It's the best of my first three CDs. So it's a CD with lyrics. So it's called To Be, that song Kumbaya. What else did I sing for you? Call to Be. Oh, Don't Let the Music Die. And please, it's on my faithrivera.com at the store. And if you buy one, I'll send you two. And if you have a problem with the price, just let me know because I want you to have it. Okay? So that's one. And the second thing is, I'm actually this Saturday and next Friday, and you can find it on my website too. I'll put it on there. I'm doing a Sing, Dance, Shine, Play shop, which came from that story of me helping others address the fear and just reclaim your power. So we're gonna sing together. We're gonna, virtually sing together and dance together. And I call it a musical fireworks. So just look for those things if you'd like to join us. And every Tuesday I'm actually on the Unity Network with two other reverends. We have a radio show called Voices of Unity, and he calls it Get Down with the Get Down. We just talk for real. I think last week he started talking about sex, Reverend Skip. So anyway, it's fun and a no holds barred. Come join us and let me know you're listening. So just thank you again, and I would love to hear from each of you if you want to share anything about your story, how it touched you, maybe. Yeah, thank you.
Mark and Gayleen, Carolyn Bailey and Jay. We've got Mandy back with us. Hi, Judy Johnson, Danny, Hetty, Kara. I see Gar and Jenny are connected in, and Jerry. So good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
That was a wonderful service.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
You know what? And God helped out. I don't think I coughed and blew my nose as much as I thought I was going to.
That was amazing that you could get through that.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
certainly.
Thank you, Faith.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my joy.
Anybody have anything they want to share before we close?
Anxious to get back to church.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to June 6th. That's exciting times.
Yeah.
Did everybody get the mailer we sent out, or Mandy sent out while I was on
Yeah.
vacation last week?
I received it,
sent
yes.
it. Good.
Do you have
Snail
a
mail.
music team? Do you have a music team? Does everyone just sing? And how do you do your music at church?
Well, it's been changing. We had a music director who
yes.
retired last year. Well,
Okay.
the end of 2019. So 2020 started with our choir singing once a month, and then local singer-songwriters coming in. And so we don't know how that's going to come back together when we rejoin. The various choir members have said they are interested in singing. We still have to be cautious, that singing is not going to be top of, we won't do community songs in the short term.
Yeah.
But long term, of course, we want to get back to community singing.
Yes.
I know some communities are putting up, like a plexiglass shield between their singers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we're still pulling that together.
Yeah.
But again, maybe virtual is still the safest way to have music for the time being. I don't know. We're still just trying to, we're gonna throw it against the wall and see what sticks, right?
Well, you know what? I would have never guessed, that last year I would be singing again and performing for everyone. I mean, it's for me, honestly, and not to take away from any of the challenges, but it has been the biggest blessing for me to get to meet new communities and reunite with old ones. So I'm here. I'm going to milk this for as long as I can.
Yeah.
Until you can fly me there.
Yes, until we can fly you here. That's true. From Hawaii.
So thank you. Because I haven't been to Kerrville, right?
Kerrville, yeah. It's near San Antonio.
I've been to Houston. Yeah, I don't think I've been to San Antonio yet. So
there's a big folk music festival in Kerrville.
Yes. I've heard about it.
A lot of the Posse artists have been to it and won awards, and
Yes, wow. Well, I heard that was David Roth at the beginning of your service.
Yes. David's one of our. We're blessed to be able to have him about every other month.
Okay.
as well as Harold Payne and
He's one of
Claudia
my best
Carroll.
friends. He's one of my best friends.
We love it. He often writes a song
Yes,
based on the talk,
I know.
It's fun and spontaneous. And so, yeah.
You know, that man, and you know, David, I know is really close to Harold too, but Harold is the real deal through and
Yeah.
through, you know, backstage. And so, yeah, he's one of my,
Yeah.
best friends in the whole world.
Sue Riley, she's even been the speaker, and Claudia Carroll's going to be our speaker in music.
Oh my gosh. You've got everybody coming.
Yeah, virtually we can do so much more, you know.
Yes.
But we'll just evolve. We're just going to keep.
We will, you know, and that's what I think. I mean, that's the main message in my talk right now is we just don't know what God has in store, and it might just look like everything's shutting down, but something else is being birthed, you know, something else. So
we were not online before.
For a long time. Oh, you mean before okay.
Yeah, before the pandemic, we had our little community, and we did it live face to face, and we didn't have anything other than the recording. We didn't have any video online.
How do you all feel? Have you noticed some new people coming in at all, or?
Yeah, there's people sometimes that join us on Facebook that are new. The Zoom link, you know, that's something they have to find probably.
Yes.
So we don't have as many new just first timers, but we have had I'm not sure how they've connected in, but we have had new people online through Zoom, and we, you know, through our website, we've also got a YouTube channel. So it's, you know, we're available. So thank you so much for being with us. I know you need to go and take care of that voice.
You're welcome. Well, yeah, my daughter hasn't busted through the door yet, so maybe she's still sleeping.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, everyone, and I told her, I said, if your daughter comes in and she needs some mommy time in the middle of your talk, everyone would be fine with that. You know,
Absolutely.
It's like that's real life. Children need mommy. So and she hasn't been feeling well either, right?
Yeah, but she's feeling the best out of all of us because, you know, she was the source point.
She's further along.
Yes, she is. So,
well, thank you so much, Faith. It was a joy to have you here with us virtually. And who knows, maybe one of these days when you're stateside, you know, we can work something out for you to come see us face to face.
Yes, I'm open. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for being with us. Namaste, everyone. I love you.
Hello, everyone.